السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. كل عام وأنتم بخير ورمضان كريم. بنبدأ اليوم بموضوع الرقابة والاستراتيجية. استراتيجية and we are trying to understand the meaning of strategic control. Number two, to explain the steps of strategic control. Number three, to understand modes of corrective actions. Let's start by explaining what is the meaning of strategic control. The evaluation of strategies implemented if they have resulted on what was planned. I mean the evaluation of strategic implementation or strategy implementation. And we have another definition which means critical evaluation of plans, activities, and results. So we'll move to understand the strategic control process, or what we call strategic control types. We have four types for strategic control. Number one, premise control. Number two, implementation control. Number three, strategic surveillance. And number four, strategic alert control or special alert control. So we have four types, not three: premise control, implementation control, strategic surveillance, and special alert control. One more time. Number one, premise or assumption control. Number two, implementation control. Three, strategic surveillance. Number four, special alert control. Now we can say a very important statement, which is control is a form of feedback. And we'll now discuss 6 stages of feedback or 6 steps of strategic control. Number one, find out what to control. Number two, come up with control standards. Number two, control standards. Number three, measure performance or actual performance. Number four, compare between actual performance and standards or expected performance. Number 5, determine the reasons for deviation. And step number 6, which is take necessary corrections, or what we call corrective action. And we have 3 modes or 3 types of corrective actions. Number 1, normal mode or normal control or normal corrective action. Number 2, crash mode or crash corrective action. And number 3, pre-planned crisis mode. So we have 3 modes of corrective. Let's explain each mode, starting with what we call normal mode. Normal mode, it is a routine approach, and this type takes more time. Number 2, crash mode, which save time by speeding up the response process. So crash mode will focus on a little time by speeding up the response process or control process. Number 3, what we call pre-planned crisis mode, which will focus on planned response in advance. And this approach lowers the response time and increases the capacity for handling strategic surprises. One more time, we can say we have 3 modes of corrective actions. Number 1, normal mode. Number 2, crash mode or crash style. And number 3, pre-planned mode. Which focus on in advance control. See the major points one more time. Number 1, strategic control will focus on firm's objectives. It is true. Strategic control should be true picture. Number 3, strategic control should be action oriented. And we have 2 major points if we are talking about what we call strategic insight. Number 1, not all product launches and innovations succeed. Number 2, entrepreneur works for distinct strategies for the innovation to succeed and satisfy the customer needs. And this statement is true, and the first one is